Alright, my name is Abraham.
My name is Manuel.
And this is our math final project. We decided to base our question for our project on video games, because video games has always been a passion of ours. We always have fun and enjoy playing with our friends that and I, or the other people around the world. And while playing with friends, we always make a lot of fun memories, like getting our first Fortnite win, or getting your first nuclear in Call of Duty, and just having fun.
Yeah, we just like how you can just bond with people with video games, like when you played split screen or online. And what also fascinates us about video games is how video games, they usually implement real world mechanics into the video game. And we also another thing that interests us is how math can be used to win a game.
Alright, so we based our question mainly off of video games to implement bullet drop into the game mechanics. For example, games such as Fortnite, PUBG, and Battlefield all implement bullet drop into their games. Knowing where to aim your scope can put you at a huge advantage when you want to keep your distance while fighting an opponent. As you can see here in this Fortnite clip, you can see the bullet begins to drop after a certain amount of distance, which made us want to come up with our question.
So our question is, how do you calculate the trajectory of a sniper shot in video games when the target is stationary at 200 meters away and you are at a height of 50 meters?
Alright, so here is the equation that we will be using to solve for the trajectory for our question. So the equation is 2 theta minus the phase angle equals arc cosine of negative gx squared over the initial velocity squared plus height, which is divided by the square root of h squared plus x squared. So the variables that are in the equation is that g is equal to 9.8 meters per second, which is the gravitational pull. X is equal to the distance, which is 200 meters. H is equal to the height, which is 50 meters. And the initial velocity equals 936 meters per second, which we got from the bolt action sniper in Fortnite, which is based off the real world weapon known as the and it has a bullet speed of 936 meters per second. And the phase angle is equal to the arctangent of the distance over the height, and theta is the angle that we are trying to solve.
So when we plug in the numbers, it is 2 theta minus the phase angle, so which is the arc tangent of distance over height, which is 75.96. So it equals arc cosine of negative 9.8 times 200 squared, which is the distance, over 936 squared plus 50, divided by the square root of 50 squared plus 200 squared.
So after you plug in the numbers, you can then begin solving the equation. So once you solve for the numerator and the denominator, which is 49.55 over 206.155,
and so that would simplify to 0.24, and then the arc cosine of 0.24 is 76.11. So then we add 75.96 to both sides, and this gives us 2 theta equals 152.07, and then divide both sides by 2, and then we get theta equals 76.04
degrees.
Yeah, degrees.
And here's the diagram that shows it. So since we are 50 meters up and the target is 200 meters away, we will need to shoot the bolt action rifle at an angle of 76.04 degrees in order for it to reach our target.
Normally you would see a curve in the trajectory, such as this one, but in this case the distance wasn't great enough for the bullet to show a noticeable curve.
So there you have it. Now you have a basic understanding for calculating position and finding the angle at which to shoot. And it also shows you that a lot of math is embedded into the game mechanics behind video games.